You ever get told to leave your own house by someone who's never paid a single cent for it? Because that's how this whole mess started. I just come back home, not metaphorically, like home. The cabin my uncle left me after he passed, tucked between pine trees on the edge of Fun Lake. The kind of place that smells like wet wood and peace. I drove halfway across the country to get there, one dog in the back seat, 2 duffels, no expectations, just this idea that after 20 years of moving, serving, surviving, maybe this was it. And not even 15 minutes after I pulled in, this woman in tennis shoes and a fake smile comes marching down the gravel path like she owns the property. She stops a few feet short of my porch and says, "You must be Daniel." I nod, figuring she's just one of the friendly neighbors. She says, "Hi, I'm Bethany, I'm the HOA president. So I just want to let you know this isn't really a move-in-ready structure under community standards, and legally, you can't occupy it until you bring it into compliance." I blinked. "Excuse me." She points at my uncle's cabin, a structure that stood longer than any of the glassy, overpriced homes around it, and says, "We've had multiple complaints. Siding's rotten, the dock's unsafe, and the landscaping doesn't meet the aesthetic. It lowers everyone's property value, you understand?" Yeah, I understood something. Just not what she was hoping for. Let me back up a sec. My Uncle Ray was a Marine like me, and after serving in Vietnam, he built that cabin himself in '72. No blueprint, no help. Just wood, sweat, and stubbornness. He was the kind of man who wouldn't ask you to take your shoes off, but you do it anyway because you respected the space. When he passed, he left me that cabin. Just one condition in the will: don't let them take it. At the time, I didn't know what he meant by them. But now. Yeah. Now I know. Bethany and her little HOA crew weren't just sticklers for lawns and mailboxes, they were sharks in pastel sweaters, and my family's cabin was blood in the water. I tried to be civil. Told her politely the deed doesn't mention any HOA. That my property predates the community charter. That technically, I was exempt. She gave me this tight-lipped smile and said, "Well, I suppose that's something we'll have to look into. In the meantime, I'd appreciate it if you refrain from making any unauthorized modifications." A week later, I found an official-looking cease and desist taped to my front door. Said I was in violation of 6 HOA codes, including improper window treatments and unapproved exterior materials. They even cited me for having a canoe on the shoreline. A canoe. On a lakefront. I tried ignoring it until the building inspector showed up. Said there was an anonymous tip about unsafe wiring and possible black mold. Funny how his list matched Bethany's exactly. And that's when it clicked: this wasn't about violations. It was about pressure. They didn't want me to fix up the cabin. They wanted me gone. Sell the land. Clear the way for some lakefront monstrosity with 6-car garages and granite countertops. But I wasn't leaving. My uncle didn't survive a war just for his legacy to be flattened by an HOA newsletter. So I started documenting everything. Every fine, every letter, every neighborly suggestion that came with a threat underneath. Then things got real. Someone slashed my tires. I woke up to find the dog chainsawed clean in half. They reported me to animal control claiming my dog was aggressive. I own a 3-legged lab named Max. He's about as aggressive as a throw pillow. And just when I thought it couldn't get more ridiculous, I get a visit from the sheriff. Apparently, Bethany filed a complaint saying I was displaying signs of erratic behavior and possibly suffering from PTSD. Told them I yelled at kids from the porch. I don't even have kids near my porch. They were trying to paint me as unstable, dangerous, even. Also, they could file for emergency board intervention and seize the property under a community safety clause. That's when I stopped playing nice. See, What Bethany didn't know was that I'd spent 14 years doing military logistics contracts, procurement, paperwork. I know how to read fine print better than she knows how to stir her coffee. I went to the county registrar, pulled the original charter for the HOA. Guess what? The boundary line stopped one lot before my cabin. I wasn't just outside their control, I'd never been in it. I also found out that Bethany's husband runs a construction company. Guess who'd been getting all the maintenance contracts from the HOA? Uncontested. Unchecked. And yet overpriced. But the real twist. An elderly neighbor named Martha came over one evening. Said she saw Bethany's husband sneaking around my dog the night it got chopped. Said her own rose bushes got pulled after she refused to vote Bethany back in last year. Suddenly, I wasn't the only one. So I put it all together: emails, surveillance cam footage, even a copy of the check Bethany wrote from HOA funds to pay her husband's company for offense work that never happened. Then I printed it. Bound it. Delivered copies to every homeowner in the area and sent one to a local reporter who owed me a favor. The headline 2 days later. HOA president accused of fraud, intimidation, and targeting veteran homeowner. By the time the board held their emergency meeting, Bethany was already halfway to resigning. They tried to save face, called it a transition of leadership. Yeah. That happened. Now the cabin's mine, officially recognized as a historical property. No fines. No violations. No Bethany. I rebuilt the dock stronger, longer. I added a flagpole, too. No HOA can regulate American flags. I checked. Every morning, I walk Max down to the water. He limps. I sip my coffee. And we sit quiet, calm, like the place is exhaling again. But you know what sticks with me? It wasn't just about the cabin. It was about control. About how easy it is for one person to twist a system, gaslight a neighborhood, and make you feel like you're the crazy one even when you're standing on your own land, holding your own deed, with the law on your side. So tell me this: if someone tried to erase your history, silence your story, would you walk away? Or would you fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Ever had a run-in with an HOA that pushed too far? Ever watched a neighbor turn into a tyrant? Let's talk about it, because this wasn't just my story. It's probably yours too. You just haven't told it yet. You ever get told to leave your own house by someone who's never paid a single cent for it? Because that's how this whole mess started. I just come back home, not metaphorically, like home. The cabin my uncle left me after he passed, tucked between pine trees on the edge of Fun Lake. The kind of place that smells like wet wood and peace. I drove halfway across the country to get there, one dog in the back seat, two duffels, no